Hello, welcome back. This time is now we are going to perform lab 1 and whatever lab 1 contains we'll do that hands on quickly, right, without wasting time. So let's jump onto the Linux server again. I hope you have already done lab 0, the environment setup on your machine. So if you're done, let's move on to lab 1. Let's see what we can do with lab 1. Okay. So before I proceed with lab 1, I just want you to tell you the objective of it. If you can see on the screen, these are the commands. However, the entire object is to just understand the folder structure in Linux and how you can navigate the things in terminal with your confidence, and how you can create or move the files like real engineer do. Okay, so let's start because these are things basics you would continue I mean you would do on day-to-day basis, I would say. So you should be aware of these basics. So we'll start with the navigation itself. So we have already covered few things last time. Let me restart the terminal here. My terminal is restart. If you know, clear is cleaning your workspace. Now what we are going to do, we'll again check our directory. We are into home directory of EC2 user. So that confirms our current working directory. So if I showed you in my previous video, ls gives you the list of the files uh, resides in this directory. So we only have one file that we created in our last video, just to show you how you can uh, perform the ls command. However, if you like to go into any other directory, so how would you do that? So if I suppose I'm already into home directory of EC2 user, but let's say if I need to go to some other directory, so what all we have? Suppose I I create a directory first. So it's called mkdir, is like make directory. So we are making a new directory and nothing but we have lab one demo. Now if I do ls, now there is a file and there is a folder. So if I go into this directory called this folder, we'll say cd lab one. Cd is in change directory. So we are into now in this directory, and we can perform as many as things like in this create new file, modify the file in here, and so on, right? So if you do this, uh, let's say cd dash dash, you will be back to the previous or the home directory again, not the previous one, but the home directory. So the home directory, if you like to return, so dot dot means previous directory. If you do this, I don't find it on my system. There is a symbol called what, so I'm not sure whether you are aware of that symbol, that is like the approximately, or what do we call it, it always means user home. So you can also do that symbol. It's like a wave, if you remember. I don't remember off top of my head, but that symbol you can use to return to home directory, right? Or else you can do cd as well. Now if you remember, I created this index.html by using touch command. So when you need to create new file, you'll have to use touch command index, let's say 2.html. So now if I do ls, I'll have index.html from the previous video and index2.html from this video, and then there's a folder or directory we created. Now what I'm going to do here is I am going to let's say copy um, this index.html. So what I would do, the shortcut is cp and then copy. Which file I need to copy? Index.html. If I uh, do index dot and then hit tab, it would by default automatically pop up. And if I need to copy this here only in this same directory, what I'll do is I'll try to copy it with some other name so that you won't have any conflict. So let's say it is index 3. But how would you verify it? So let's first go into index.html and do something here. I am going to change like demo for lab 1, and now escape colon q scroll. So I have already edited this file. So if I do cat means to view the content of this index.html. So if you do index.html, I have demo for lab 1, but if I do index2.html, I don't have anything because I haven't modified that file. So suppose for the index.html, if I need to copy this index.html here only, and I need to rename it to index3.html. So if I do ls, now I'll have index.html, index2.html, index3.html. But index.html and index3.html would have same content. Let me show you cat index3.html, cat index.html. See, we both have same content, demo for lab 1. So that shows it's copied, just with a different name. So whenever you get the requirement where you need to back up the file, you just do this. Either rename it and create another copy of it. So that's nothing but the backup. All right. However, if you need to move uh, you have copied it, right? Now you'll need to move or rename it. Suppose. Uh, so what I would do is I would say mv index.html. I'll say index4.html, right? Index4.html. Now, what do you think? What would happen? I have hit run and say, now we don't have index.html at all because that has been renamed to index4.html. So we have renamed the file, or you can say move the file from index.html to index4.html. So if I do cat index4.html, I would still have the content of it. So that proves we are into it. However, if you like to move it to lab1 folder, I'll say index4.html, and then what I'll do, I'll say lab1 here. So I am going to move this file and into this folder. And when I say folder, that means I'll have to put slash because that shows that it has to be in here. Okay, so I did hit enter. Now we have in the root, we have in the home directory, we have index 2, index 3, index 4 is gone. And where it's index 4, if I go into lab1.demo and do ls here, now we have index 4 in this directory. So that's what you can do. And now if I need to remove, let's say remove this file only, index 4. So what I'll do, rm is a shortcut of remove, and do this and do ls, the file is gone, right? So if you do this rm hyphen I and then index 4, that would do the same thing. However, that prevents accidental deletion. So let's go back to previous directory and do ls. Now we have index 2 as index 3. Let's do with hyphen I. Let's see what it says. Index 2. Now it is asking me to asking my permission, right? Whether you would like to delete this empty file. And last time it did not ask. So that's the use case of hyphen I. It usually asks you so that file doesn't get deleted automatically. Okay, so if I say yes and do ls, now we'll have index 2 is also gone. Now I'll do clear, and what do we have? Let's now remove the directory. Have file and we have directory. So let's now remove index 3 first. It's gone. And now let's remove lab1, right? And let's say what it says without putting anything else. So it says is the directory, so it cannot be removed like this. So for if you remove the file, that can be removed directly with the command. But if you need to remove folder, what you'll have to do, rm hyphen r, and then do this. So that cleans up your folder or directory. If you do a hyphen rf, that is very dangerous, not really recommended. That can destroy the things. However, it is really powerful. So hyphen rf you can also use, but hyphen r is recommended way to do that. Okay, now if I do this, I don't have anything in home directory, everything's gone. So I think most of the things I have already covered. Let's see my PowerPoint presentation. If I am left with anything else, we have covered. Okay, so we still did not cover this. I think it's nothing but to get into this directory. However, I would still like to show you a few things around it. So suppose you have a file directory. I have already shown you this index.html with the touch command that's created again. And let's edit this. Oh my god, let's not edit this one. We don't have this. We have index.html, right? So demo for lab 1. Demo for lab 1. And that's it. Okay, that's done. And now we would like to see the content. We have already shown you this. It's this one. But suppose you have any logs created. So what you can do is, let me check whether I have anything like this. Where log, this is a usual path in Linux system. It says no such directory. Uh, we, when cat only works with the file, so it's a directory, so we cannot view the content of it. So we'll have to do cd, not cat, to see if it exists. We don't have anything like this. Let me see if we have var. We have var into ls. We have log. I'm going into log. We have also log. Now we'll have to check the, let's say, syslog. Do we have syslog? We don't have syslog. So we can, what we can do is we can review some other log. Let's say I'll see cloud init log. Cloud init dot log. So what would this do? Cat is for small files that just view the content of it. But if you have large, log files, logs are really large in size, because that gets written over and over the time, right, over the time. So many times a day. So that creates a log very huge in size. So we'll have to check that by using less. And this is how you can do that. It would give you some recent logs on terminal. And if you do this, let's do control z and it's gone. If you do let's say this, tail hyphen f, and again cloud init log, what would it do? It would show you the live monitoring. So if you are doing something really in real time and do this, or vice versa, if you do this and do the things in real time, whatever you do, whatever actions you take, it would show up here. That this is how your tail hyphen f works. This gives you the real live log monitoring thing. So whatever you do, it comes up here. And I think that's all for this particular lab. We'll talk about lab 2, about the permissions, I think. Let's see what we have in lab 2. We have permissions. And I forgot to mention this in my previous two videos. This uh, hands-on lab PPT is also available on my GitHub repository. I hope you have seen it. If not, let me show you. Where is it? Okay, wait a minute. GitHub, and it's right here under resources of, let's say, this one. I don't think it should be here. So if it is here, if not, Still you can go through it. It's not here. That's the base, like for some other job roles. But if you like to jump into cloud DevOps, my recommended repository is for you. Let me show you this one, AWS DevOps ML resources. I hope I have uploaded this PVD here only. So we have Linux hands-on lab. You can always clone this entire repository, have this these contents on your machine by doing this clone, git clone. I'll cover the git part as well in just as a again another prerequisite before you jump into cloud DevOps, right? So let's see you in the next video.